Hi everyone, it's Kiri here for Hit Kit Club, and I am working with one of the fabulous exclusive subscriber cut files and the March kits, particularly the cardstock, the main kit, and the embellishment kit. Okay, so I have pulled out three of the pattern papers from the cardstock kit, and then I've cut them into three 4-inch strips and then restuck them together because I wanted to have the blue, the sort of peachy orange, and the yellow. And then I have cut the cut file. Now I cut it quite small, just under 4 inches square, using three pattern papers from the main kit. Now, I have to confess, I haven't used cut file for ages. So actually, it was really nice to have a bit of a play with the cut file and just, get it onto a layout. So I decided to go with something that was going to be like layers behind my photos. So I did take it down, as I said, quite small, and I did have to be quite careful when I was removing it from the sticky mat because it's quite fine, the little scalloped elements on it. So but it was fine, it was absolutely okay, but as I say, I did have to be quite careful when removing it. And then I backed the three cut files with piece of vellum, only because I felt like I just needed something just to soften background behind the cut file so that I still got the definition of the scallops of the cut file rather than the stripes behind. Have my two photos. I have backed those again, one in the blue and one in the peach, because I am, as you can see, I'm going for a slightly tone on tone effect where possible. So, yeah, and then I've pulled out some of the ephemera elements, both from the main kit and the embellishment kit. And I'm just sort of having play here to see where they're going to sit. But again, you can see I am trying to sort of stick with the sort of blues, then the oranges, and then the yellows. Um, and then I will bring in some of the other embellishments there. First, I got to start, I think, sticking everything down because obviously at this point nothing is. So yeah, we'll get the files stuck down first. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue to the edges there, and then I can get those stuck down. Bring in the trusty T-square to make sure that they're perfectly straight. Not have a wonky square, obviously. And then I can start to sort of add everything to the layout now that I've got the sort of effectively the background completed. But this is one of 8 exclusive subscriber cut files that you have access to when you are a subscriber. So, and there's some really fabulous ones. So you've got some Easter themed, and you've got a really cool Viewmaster die cut file. So yeah, so just one of the benefits of being a Hit Kit Club subscriber. Okay, so now I'm going to getting my photos stuck down. You'll see I just added some foam pads to the tops of the photos only. I tend to do that in most of my layouts, only because I'm often adding embellishments around the bottom, so you've sort of got that flatter border, which makes it easier to sort of add embellishments over the top of. Now, what I have done off camera is I do trim down the white borders on the ephemera. It's purely personal choice. I just sort of like like a narrower white border, but that's totally up to you. I quite like a bit of fussy cutting, so I don't mind sitting there for a little bit and just sort of trimming them down. Okay, so I added the two large flower clusters there with some foam pads. Again, it's all about creating dimension for me because I just don't want to have everything sort of very flat. I really like to get the sort of layers in. So by adding foam pads and, curling the edges or even distressing the edges, you just get a bit more dimension. And I just love how that looks. Okay, so I've got these are the chipboard flare. And again, I'm pulling in one of each colour. So a blue, the orange and the yellow. I've got Take It Easy, Hello Beautiful Day, and then I have Love It, which is going to just be popped in just underneath those orange elements there. There we go. So they're cute, the chipboard flare. Then I've got the puffy stickers, and I'm going to go with the tiny little flowers here. And again, I'm just adding a couple of the blue flowers. I will add in a couple of the orange, and then I'll add a couple of the yellow, just each of the areas. And then I'll make sure I'd forgotten I hadn't stuck that one down. Oh, can't quite decide where to go. Again, yeah, I have to say this layer actually came together quite quickly, which is pretty impressive for me because I often have to do quite a bit of fiddling around and working out where things are going to go off camera because otherwise it would be such a long video. But actually, this one worked really well. Just, I don't know what it was, but it seemed to work really, really nicely with the colours that I had. So, yeah, I was pleased with that. Okay, I have the foam and cardstock stickers here, and I'm just going to bring in the smile and then moment captured, and that's going to be my title. I just thought that was work perfect. It's my husband and I. We were actually on holiday in February in Lanzarote in the Canary Islands over here in Europe, and we'd actually taken a day trip over on the ferry to another island, Fuerteventura, which is it's like half an hour on the ferry from Lanzarote, and we'd never been before, so we just thought we'd go over, have a little wander, and it's the main town, Coroleo. So we were just sat by the sea, by the water, enjoying a drink and just really chilling out. It was just lovely. So I just thought it was perfect because, yeah, we were definitely a really nice little moment captured. Yeah, fun day trip out for us. Now I decided when I was looking at the layout, I felt like I needed something else on it. Couldn't quite decide, so I pulled in the. Now this is the other side, the reverse side of the stripe pattern papers, and I just cut small narrow strips and added those to the top and the bottom of each of the coloured strips, and I felt it just sort of like pulled it in and brought it together. And it's something that wasn't quite right when I was looking at it before. So yeah, I was happy when I did that. And then I'm bringing in the little like epoxy enamel hearts and circles. And I was playing around with the hearts and I was going to add them in, and I fiddled around, as you can see, quite a bit. And I couldn't quite decide where it was going to go and make it work. And I actually ended up just bringing a couple of the epoxy dots and added a yellow, orange and blue, of course, tone on tone, to each of the embellishment clusters. And then what have I got next? Journaling. So that little note card was perfect, actually. It's like a little note clipboard and it says take note. So I decided that's where I was going to add my journaling. I am someone who always adds journaling, whether it's a small sentence, but I definitely add something to all of my layouts just to remind me of the memory and also to make sure I've got a date on there. I finished the journaling off camera because I had to go and check spelling and I had to check the date. I've just added some white splatters of white paint splatters to the embellishment clusters. And then here you go, final layout and some of the close-ups. You can see the lovely scallop cut file there. I'm really happy with how this came together. I hope you get inspired to use one of the fabulous exclusive subscriber cut files this month. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.